Hello, everybody. Just checking, making sure the stream is going live. Welcome to this stream. I'm Kevin Rank. I run MakerFun 3D, and I have got a new printer to unbox tonight. This is the Elegoo Neptune 2. Elegoo was nice enough to send it out. I actually received it Friday, so this is probably the longest I've ever gotten between receiving a printer and unboxing it. I wasn't quite ready for it to arrive yet, so kind of came as a surprise. And this weekend we were doing taxes, so wasn't able to get as much stuff done as I wanted. So I'm excited to finally get this unboxed. I've been kind of really looking forward to this because, as you can see behind me, I've already got the Elegoo Mars Pro 2. I've got the Elegoo Mars there. Down there, I've got the Elegoo Saturn. So I've got a number of Elegoo printers, and I'm really looking forward to this. So just to let you know, Elegoo sent this to me free of charge, so I didn't have to pay for it. They have not actually paid me to do a review of this. This will be my opinion on it. I will do this live unboxing as I normally do, and then I will post information on my website, makerfun3d.com. And on my website, I'll put some pictures as I get more printing done on it and make it look good. You know, that's where I do all my or that's where I end up putting all my information about the printers and such, because YouTube only does so much. The website, I can do a lot more. It's a lot more feature rich. So they work really well hand in hand. And then I will eventually do a full review once I've had some time with this. So I'm going to start again. I really want to thank Elegoo for sending this over. I think this may be the first Neptune 2 unboxing. I haven't seen any yet. So this may be the first time people get to actually see this printer in action. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. Actually, I want to check, make sure I've got sound. Hey, I do have sound. I always like to hear that I have sound. Okay, so here we go with the unboxing. Whoops. It is definitely well packaged here. There we go. So here we go. Dun dun dun. Okay, so pop the top off here. My son always loves to play with all this stuff. I have more packing material around this room than is believable. Also, my son can play with packing material. It's kind of funny what 4-year-olds find enjoyable. So it looks like we've had a number of people join. A few of them drop off. So let's see here. So this isn't quite as simple as with the last printer I put together, but most of them are not that simple. That's really not a negative in any ways. This is more what I'm used to when it comes to a 3D printer. So it's got one of the wheels came off to hold the base on. Actually, 2 of the wheels came off, and I just found one of the wheels here. So I'm putting that on. Hopefully I will find the other one in the main box. So we have the user manual. So this was the base here. I'm guessing this is, it's got a way to tighten the belt, which is actually pretty nice, though it is missing a bolt as well. Let me see. Actually, I do see a bolt for that. I don't see the other part that is missing. So it's always good to check your parts, make sure everything is there and looks right. So this is just this little piece here. This for stretching the belt that was not working, or was not there. So just pulling out all the pieces and parts. Here's the Z motor. here is the power supply. Here are, I'm guessing, the uprights right here. And then I've got a whole slew of cables and stuff. So I'm trying to find that piece that I'm missing. If I can't find it, I can just pull one off another. Oh, actually it fell on the ground. That's why I can't find it in the box. Okay. So as these are wont to do, a couple of these fell off in shipping. That happens. It's actually not that abnormal, truthfully. Okay. So there we go. So there's our base. All the pieces, these are a little loose. There we go. That will help tighten them up. Okay, so we have the base. We have some cables here. This will be for the power supply. This is going to be for the spool holder. I think I'll just get this together really quick since I'm here. Oh, and whoa, that could be bad. Inside of here is a tool for clearing out your hot end. And if you push on it, it just pushes the acupuncture needle straight out. Not the best thing to do with your hand in the way. So I'm going to try to get it out safely. Figures all these. There we go. So there we go. Get this out safely. And then this is a miscellaneous bag with everything else, which is a bunch of stuff. Whoops. Hate when I drop bolts. So the T-nut came off on this. Get that back on really quick, hopefully. It's maybe a little easier said than done. Not the right tool for the job, but it hopefully will work well enough. There we go. Didn't need anything fancy, just need to get the hole to line up. There we go. Just kind of guessing that it goes together like this. So get that out of the way, get the acupuncture needle out of the way. And now after I've started putting together, let's look at the instructions. I think I put together too many of these. I tend to skip over some instructions. So, so the size of it, this is actually pretty new. So the size of it, it's 220 by 220 by 250 millimeters. It's got a PEI plate here. So it's got a pretty decent sized build area. It looks like it's going to be kind of similar in build to an Ender 3 type look. So the first step for machine installation is to put on the uprights. So this should be easy enough. Just take these here. Maybe. Sometimes plastic wrap is not my friend. Let's find the end here. If you want to know how to have fun, try to do one of these in a live build. Trying to build a 3D printer on your own at home is so much simpler than having all of your mistakes and all of the weirdness, like trying to figure out where the end of the plastic wrap is, all on video. Really is kind of crazy. Okay, you know what? I'm going to cheat. Instead of trying to do it cleanly, I'm just going to pull it off. Actually, Come think of it. I just remembered my Leatherman's over here. So I can easily, whoops, just do that and get it free. Rod out, and more wrap. I guess it's good. It keeps them from rubbing against each other and damaging themselves. There we go. So now we have the two uprights. So it's showing, it looks like it's showing this end forward, the way I've got it oriented towards myself. And then it's showing the, what it says, the end with the long holes distance. So you can see here that I've got two holes that are kind of long distance apart, where with this one, they're really close together, which I don't know if you can, I'm trying to show that, it's kind of a pain. Okay, you get the idea. I don't know if that shows up any better here. Oh, that's actually what I'm trying to show. So, I'm guessing that this is going to go on this, and it shows them on the inside edge. So I will admit, this, I'm used to different looking extrusions than these. These are actually really clean looking. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's, you've got the V slot here, but it's flat on the other side. It's not slotted all the way around, so it's actually a pretty clean design. Looks like that goes down. And I need, actually, so usually one of the first things I do when I'm doing this, I pull out the tools and the bolts and anything that I'm going to be building here. Oh, hey, let me show you this. This is kind of a nice little addition. They have clips that go on to your coupler, your PTFE coupler. That's convenient because I can't tell you the number of times I've had those couplers fail and release their hold on that PTFE tube, which is very frustrating. You know what? Probably should not have put the tools in there. It's kind of convenient to put them in there, but I think I'm going to put the parts in there since they're all in one bag as far as I can tell. I didn't notice any other bags of parts in here. So yeah, so that's the only bag there is. So I will put those in there. Guessing it's going to start off with these very long ones. And 5x45s. Okay, that will fit. And grab another one for the other hole here. Slide it in there. Okay. So, by the looks on the build, the holes will be on the inside. These two holes will be on the inside, and the short piece is going to be facing downwards. Just to get these kind of snugged up a little bit. Don't need to get them too tight. There we go. Just kind of snug in there. Now this is the other one. And it says the end with the holes of the aluminum profile should face down. So it is showing on this picture that these two holes here, the two that go vertical, go towards the front facing me. So, okay. I will grab the other two long bolts here. So these two should go internal towards me here. And start that in there. Got that started there. Okay, get that all done up here. Just want to make sure, yeah, that I have this right. The screws are facing forward still. That's always a good check. Okay, get that in there. Okay, so now we've got these two pieces here. Now it actually has us mount the power supply. The power supply goes in the back side here. And it looks like it goes here. Just checking the fit there. So this is going to be two HM 420s. Sorry, just looking at this, trying to, here we go. So there's actually 4 of these and I need 2 of these. I got it. I see what's going on now. Okay. So take these 2 pieces here and run them through. Into that, actually, this to here. So I'm putting the lock washer on this one here. This is one of the silver colored ones. There we go. So put this here. So if anybody has any questions about this printer, what little I've looked at it so far, feel free to ask in the questions, or if you have any questions about 3D printing in general, I'm always happy to answer if I can. So there is the power supply. Actually, this is probably going to go back under here eventually. Just a guess, I don't know for sure. Okay, so now it looks like we're going to install the, excuse me, we're going to install the, this part here, the Z-stops, sorry about that. Yeah, there's the Z-stop there. So it looks like it sticks out a little ways. So those 2 that I told you about, it's got the 2 pieces inside. You can kind of see here Let me come up here. Kind of see where this comes out. It's going to stick out a little bit, but it'll go right there. And so it'll be those two pieces. So we've got 4 of those. So I need 2 of those. Maybe. Let's see. So I'm almost thinking I may have used the wrong ones for here, because I think these are the ones, because these actually fit in the slot, where the other ones didn't. So if I have to, I can pull those out. That's not a big deal. Okay. One thing I do like about this is that it actually has some good travel distance up and down. That is an issue that I've run into with a lot of Z-stops, where they're set up okay, but they don't give me enough movement. Because I like to put my bed I like to squeeze the springs about halfway down to 3/4 of the way down if I can, to hold them on. And sometimes with these Z-stops, how they're set up by default, they don't really have the travel that I would like. Even though you would think in an extrusion you'd have plenty of room. So this is actually a nice design choice by Elegoo to do this. And it shows an approximate 5mm gap between the base of this fixture and the printer. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'll actually get that figured out. Usually what I'll do is I'll tram the bed, get it all level, and then see how far down I can actually take it to, and then adjust the Z just real finely, get it zeroed in how I want it. Okay, so now we're going to turn this bad boy around, because now with the Neptune we need to use the backside, to install the Z motor. And this one is going to use these 2 screws, or these 2 bolts here. It's going to be too big. There we go. So there we go. So I'll get that one in there and get the other one in here. Get this cinched up. And just get it real lightly cinched up just to get it there. And then I'll tighten it down. There we go. Hopefully that'll be okay. And it looks like they want to install this now too. It's actually kind of large bolts used for this for a chain. So they've got the bottom one on this coupler tightened pretty darn good. Now tighten this. So that Z looks pretty darn straight to me. I always like to see that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any wobble there. That's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work there. Hey, just had somebody else show up. Welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy the unboxing here. Okay, so now we have gotten through the first 2 pages of instructions, and now we're going to the second 2 pages. So this is going to be the gantry here. This is kind of loose still. I'm going to tighten that up just a little more. There's something weird going on here. I don't think that ever took. Okay, well, it did somehow. Huh. So it did work somewhat. It just didn't continue to tighten for some reason, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Okay, let's try this one more time. Something weird is going on here. I'm going to take this piece off, have a look. So that is as far in as it will go. So I'm supposed to use a different size for this side, and I didn't notice it. No, these are the ones I was supposed to use, it looks like. Looks like the longest ones it's just kind of odd. Okay, let's try this one more time. Unless these are just a little too long. Well, no, they shouldn't be spinning if they're long. There we go. So for whatever reason, I don't know what I did wrong. I honestly have no clue if they're in, unless it wasn't in there quite right. That was kind of a weird one. Just thinking it could be that the part above this part was tapped, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but it's done. Ooh, somebody else just joined. Welcome aboard. Okay, so after that little weirdness, we are going to go put together the gantry. And I found the plastic piece, so I can just unwrap it this time. There we go. So I'm guessing that this is going to go across the top since it says Elegoo on it. And that's going to leave us with this one for going across. They actually have pretty good instructions to explain this. This is one of the better instruction sets. So you can see there it says to use the big hole over here. So that actually, and you know, when they talk about a big hole, there's a big hole there. So that actually makes this a little bit easier to figure out what's going on. Oh, actually, the end with the long holes distance, sorry. So it's actually, so now that I'm looking at both ends have the big holes, but it says the long hole distance. So you've got the two small holes here and here, so they're kind of a long ways away. And on this one, they're real close together, and they're both inside of the big hole. So what I'm looking at here is it looks like it should be this. And then I need the extruder, which is this. I always love trying to put these together because I can never, they always like kind of confuse me at first. Aha. Nope, that's not it. Oh, this mounts on the back side. Oh, that part goes up and down. Okay, I'm like, this is not making any sense. That's why, because this part here is going to go like so. So that's going to go on here. And that means this piece here with the close end pieces is going to go right here. Yeah, that's how that works. Oh, I was going to say this is, so they've got some pass-throughs here. It's going to make this kind of interesting to put all together. And I need these here. These are not always the easiest things to do. Actually, is this the right size? Nope. There we go. So, I'm gonna put this here. Okay, stick that end in there, that there, and it came apart on me. I really need, like, you know, an extra couple of hands. I wonder if Doc Ock is selling an extra backpack that I could buy off him. Certainly make this so much easier. I have a feeling even those giant pincers would be probably too big to do any fine work like this. So with everybody joining in, what are you guys printing right now? Anything fun? Talk a little bit, not just me try to have a monologue as I put this together. Makes this a little more interesting. figure that I would have learned the last time. There we go. There we go. Got it, I think. I dropped the wrench. Okay. Almost there. This is just a really goofy way to get in here. It's just not the simplest. My fingers are kind of large for this. Sorry, just trying to get this all in here, set up. There we go. And just making sure that looks right. Okay, everything there looks right. So as you can see, this is a Bowden connection for the printer. And now it looks like it wants me to loop around the belt. So we'll loop that belt around the feed mechanism here. Oh, come on. There we go. Come on. Come on, you can do it. No, or not. Really not a ton of room for this. There we go. There, whoops, there we go. Okay. Not a huge amount of clearance. That's actually what I mean. Let's get that looped around there. And try to get it up through here. There we go. There we go. Get that all done there. Okay, that seems a little, oh, maybe not. It seems a little on the short side, but just trying to see how this is set. So it's actually showing this all on the bottom here. And there we go. I need this. Is this how I want it? I think this is how it wants it. Yeah, this is how it wants it. And then this, let's see here, the wheels are going on this side. This is going to go through here. And this is going to go on the back side, like so. Hey, look, everything looks like it's right. I like it when things look like they're all right and they come together. I actually like that quite a bit. Because I hate having to take these stupid things apart and put them back together and all of that. Hey, it looks like somebody else joined. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. So you guys just curious about the Neptune 2 new 3D printer on the market? Uh-oh, scared that person away. Okay, get these cinched down. There we go. These all cinched down so that it's nice and tight. I'm going to get the other end down too, so it'll come loose. Then I will finish getting this all set up. Okay, get that done. And then, one more here. And finish up getting this tightened up. There we go. So now everything looks like it's going to work. These will go in here, looks like. There we go. Actually, I better make sure that I'm doing this right. They might actually go outside. Now that I'm looking at this, yeah, they do go outside. So don't do what I just did and put that going inside. It actually goes through there. This little piece there sticks out just a little bit, which I should have figured that out just by looking at it, but you know. There we go. So I'm going to, since I've got this here, I'm just going to tension this out. And actually, move that to the center. I'm going to tension it some and tighten it down. I'm holding onto it on both sides of the extruder to try to keep it as parallel to the extruder as possible. Okay, that feels pretty good. I like that movement. Okay. So now the gantry looks like it's done. Now, just to mount it on here, there we go. Look at that. That's a work of art there. That is a beautiful work of art. Okay, so now we have this upright to do, or this upright, this top piece here. It's going to go across there. That'll help us get it all zeroed in. Let's see. I guess I've only got 4 more bolts left. It's got to be these 4, huh? So we'll do this one. And we'll do the outside one on the other end. Get that in there. There we go. And then get the 2 inside ones in. There we go. There's one. And get the other one in. So honestly, this printer goes together pretty simple. It's, you know, as I put together a number of them, I would say this is an average install. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's got a couple of nice things like the belt tensioner built in's really nice. Because that's always, for some reason, that's always kind of a pain in the butt. It's getting that belt tensioned right. And having a tensioning setup like that just makes it a little easier. So that's actually kind of nice. And one last piece. So, oh, these have end caps. It's like, why are these going? I didn't like that it overhung the ends just a touch, but I just realized there's caps on the ends, which would mean that the ends are going to overhang just a bit. One more here. Yep. So this base seems pretty much rock solid. There's a little bit of wiggle here. It's got some rubber feet. They're not really large rubber feet, but they are rubber feet. There's a little bit of... Just trying to figure out where the rockiness is on them. Okay. And then... Oh. It shows to mount this part here. I was looking for the bolts, but then I just remembered that this has T bolts on it, so, or T nuts, so. Oops. It's a little harder to do away from you blindly than it is towards you, like you should do. But, you know, I like to live on the wild side. What can I say? Actually, you know what? Oh. I was going to say, you know what? I messed this up, but that's because this is supposed to go on the other side. Because it's supposed to go that way, but then it's supposed to, you want the filament to hang off the backside. There we go. Yeah, I'll never forget, my first 3D printer did not have a filament holder. What a pain in the butt. So glad that 3D printers come with filament holders now. So I just noticed, I hadn't even noticed this before, this has a filament runout detector on it. So what it's telling me here, back here at least, is to plug things in. So I've got the power plug here. There's not a lot of room, so I have a feeling that this is going to stay out of the way of itself, just because it's out, here just because it is there's not a lot of room for it to move around. So I think that's going to be I don't think it can move in a way to to get in the way of anything. And they use XT60 connectors, which is kind of nice. I like those connectors. Let's see here. So this should be the Z, I believe. Yep, Z. There we go. Get the Z done. And then get the Z limit switch will be on the front side here. Hey, welcome. Somebody else joined. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. So, this is always the one that drives me nuts because there's just not a lot of room here to get that plugged in. Almost had it. There we go. Hey, and somebody else just joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy this. So I got that plugged in. Now, up above here, filament detector. That's kind of obvious. It's printed out filament detector, kind of easy to read there, you know, the whole thing. Usually they just put like a letter, you know, with these little yellow flags, but that one does the whole shebang. So E for extruder. And here's the X-axis and the X run out switch. So here's the X-axis. And the X run out, it's kind of going to go blind in there a little bit. It's kind of deep. There we go. Got that all plugged in. So I think everything's plugged in now, except the Bowden, I guess. Bowden, however you say it, however you want to say it. There we go. I'm going to take one of their spiffy little clips. So they've already got a clip on the other end. So I'm going to take one of these little clips and stick it on here. I was just curious if it was 3D printed, but it looks like it's not. And it gives you an extra nozzle and an extra coupler. Excuse me. And it doesn't really give me anything else beyond that. So it is functionally built. So there we go. Now for the moment of truth. Let's say, do I have a plugin open? And I do. So let's see if I can get it to turn on. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Take the plastic cover off the display because it is a touch display. There we go. That plugged in. This is kind of a short cord. I definitely like much longer power cords than this. There's not a lot of room here. Oh, I guess it's already on. And I did not check the power supply. So, hey, it came on. You know what? Let's see if I can bring on my webcam. Will it work? My webcam work? It doesn't look like my webcam wants to work. Okay, so my other webcam does not want to work. Let's try it on this side. See if by some miracle it'll work. I don't think it will, but let's see. I don't know why this always gives me headaches trying to get this stupid thing to work. I'll just re-add it really quick. Just bear with me. Just click there, click there. Yes, I want to remove it. And go here, go here. There we go. Aha! That looks like crap, but it's working. Let us get white balance fixed. Bring this up here, maybe over here, and have a look. And that looks close enough for what I need. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this up and down here. I have a lot of light in the background. See if this, there we go. So it's a touchscreen display. So here's the settings. It's got continue. You can turn your motors off here. Turn the fans on. That's a pretty quiet fan. See, 100%. That's actually a pretty darn quiet fan. That's very impressive. So just turn the fan off. And you can hear the other fan in the power supply. It's pretty quiet too. So it's got some automatic leveling. I'm guessing it'll go around the bed. You can move it. Let's see here. Let's move it. It doesn't want to move anything. Let me have a look here. Actually, what am I doing? I was gonna have a look, but come to think of it, I wouldn't, if things weren't working right, I wouldn't have a display working. So there we go. That's not good. My camera just went off. Oh well, I can finish it up with this. So, got this. Actually, that's not helping. Okay. So let's see here. It's got micro SD card. Let's see if there's what's on the micro SD card. I don't plan on getting this printing during the live stream just yet because actually it's getting pretty darn late. But we'll see how far I can get it going. So it's got a Buddha on it. It's got some folders that says no files found in them. So if it doesn't find any files, it doesn't really have a way back. It gives it a second, then it will go back. There we go. So now there we go. I must have had to have turned it off. Oh, I haven't homed it yet. That's the reason why it's not working right. So let's see how this goes here. So home's the X, home's the Y. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get this cable out of the way a little bit better. It's got the zip ties. So it's coming down. I need to put some lube on that rail, don't I? It's actually pretty close. I can drop this a little bit further. It's actually doing a pretty good job there. It's got a filament exchange, it looks like, the automatic filament exchange, if you want to do that. Oops. Just pressing this a little bit to get all the sides. There we go. Got the sides together there so that I can zero it in. So let's see. Let's preheat it. Heat bed. There we go. So it'd be nice if there was like a automatic, hey, let's jump this up to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, just make sure the bed is heating up, not the extruder. This menu is a little weird. Not too weird, but a little weird. I'm trying to figure out. So it shows heat bed right now, and that's just a toggle. If I hit it, this changes here to extrusion. I can't get that to get. This camera does not. Web cameras kind of suck when it comes to manual controls. Let's try taking it off autofocus. Wow, that was horrible. So it looks like it's about as close as it'll go. Okay, so anyhow, this is extrusion 1, or if I hit extrusion 1, it toggles to heat bed. It seems to me that touch interface should be the opposite. So if I touch that where it says heat bed, it should switch it over to the extruder. So I can feel the heat bed warming up. One thing I forgot to do is I wanted to check what kind of bed this is. Is it a Is it a flexible bed? If it is, this will be my first 3D printer with a flexible bed, believe it or not. Well, it's a PEI sheet that's held down by alligator clips, so technically I guess it would be a flexible bed. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. I'm going to get it zeroed in probably tomorrow, get the bed zeroed in, because it's starting to get late. It's 10:30 and I have work in the morning. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate everybody that stopped by on the stream. I hope that you have learned something new about this cool new 3D printer, the Neptune. Let's go back here. Let's move the bed. So this is the bed here. I hope that you've enjoyed this. It's going to be interesting to see an Elegoo FDM printer. This is my first Elegoo FDM printer. I've had several of their resin printers up and running, and I still really enjoy those. So this will be interesting. Let's see, actually, you know what? There we go. Guess I want to move this over here because I don't want to be in. There we go. So now you can see me. So I'm looking forward to putting this through its paces. I will admit I'm used to some larger 3D printers anymore. My Sovals have a bit bigger, really wider beds than these, so it feels kind of small. But when I look at like my Ender 3, it's not really small at all. So it's just kind of funny how the expectations change with 3D print. Whoops, don't want to do that. I'm actually wanting to turn off. Actually, I'm just going to turn it off. I want it to cool down. Yeah, and so according to the manual, like I said, it's supposed to be, let me go back to this, 220 by 220 XY and 250 on the Z for the build, for the build volume. It uses a, the 0.4 millimeter nozzle that you're used to seeing. As you could see down here earlier, it's got micro SD and USB built in. Just see if there's anything. Nothing really sticks out to me on that. I'm going to be looking at this a little further. It sounds so all the movement and everything seems pretty quiet. So I think it's got a quiet board on it, which is really nice. And let's see, it's got software. It's got Cura software on there. It's already set up, but I will. I'll probably set up my own setup for that. Yeah, I need to adjust the bed too. I forgot about that. I always forget about that on these new. I get a new printer to adjust the eccentric nuts on that. So do the leveling. Let's see here. I'm reading from the back of the book forward, which is not quite the right way to do it. And then it does talk about leveling the bed. Excuse me. And to use the paper method to level the bed, which is, pretty much normal for all of this. Nothing different there. And that's how I do it. I'll go around the bed 3 or 4 times just to make sure everything is tweaked in. And I will also make sure that the Z is set how I want it. Let's see here. I don't know if, for those of you that have not seen the eccentric nuts, they are up under here. Let's see. I'm actually trying to see. There, you can kind of see it's the silver ones back in here sticking down, and they're loose, so the bed has a little bit of wobble, and you use this to adjust them so that you're pushing right up against the yeah, so there we go. So by doing that, now there's no wobble in the bed anymore, and it's straight flat there. Bring this in a little bit. These are very, 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 very loose springs. One upgrade that may be worthwhile on these are kind of those yellowy springs, but I'm also seeing how far down I can bring these, and then I'll bring the Z-axis down a little further. And if I compress them far enough, that shouldn't be needed. I like to just have these very compressed when I'm zeroing them in or when I'm tramming them, and that will help keep the beds from coming loose. That's usually one of the easiest ways to keep them from coming loose, to have them nice and tight. So I want to thank Elegoo for sending this to me. Thank you for stopping by and watching this. Sorry about my video going out. That's kind of weird. I don't think I've experienced that before with my camera. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you to Elegoo. Thank you for stopping by. My website is makerfun3d.com. Please stop by, have a look around. I'm primarily concerned with 3D printing gaming pieces, miniatures, miniatures, wargaming pieces, wargaming terrain, role-playing game stuff. That's really what my site's about. So if you've got interest in that stuff, please stop by. I hope if you pick up one of these printers, I hope that this build guide helps a little bit to see how to put it all together. Everything looks right to me. Like I said, probably tomorrow or the next day I'll get it all starting to print and stuff, and on my website I will actually have prints on there that I will post. So yeah, so thank you everybody. Thank you again, once again, Elegoo, for sending this. I really appreciate it. I'm supposed to have a new Saturn. I've got the beta version of the Saturn over there, but I'll be getting a new Saturn, the production version, soon. They've sent me a packing or a shipping label for it, so I should have that somewhat soon, and I will be doing a live unboxing of that, which I'm really looking forward to too. So thanks everybody. Have a great evening. Take care.